Hello, welcome to Star Power Alchemy YouTube. My name is Alejandra Sophia and I'm bringing to you the astrological news from the macrocosm to the microcosm of you with my dear friend and astrologer and star brother and fellow soul scientist, philosopher, Aaron Ogden of Starseed Farms.
Starseed Farms, Seeds of Awakening.
Seeds of Awakening in Ojai, California. And I'm delighted to be here in Ashland, Oregon, next to Lithia, in Lithia Park, next to Lithia Creek, and in this spontaneous moment of seeing each other and rejoicing in our own communion and synastry to tap into the new moon in Taurus that's coming up on May 4th. So this is such a delight for me to be here with Aaron, who he and I just naturally vibe and chime together. We're both Venuses in Scorpio. We were both born with Venus in Scorpio, and we have this energy together, and how beautiful and magical for us to be able to share, and for me to be able to share this moment that opened up for me this morning when I realized, oh my gosh, time is art. Let's do this in this field of play inside of this Aries dark moon that we're in right now. So to time this event, today is May 1st, so it's Beltane, and we are sowing seeds, and we're sowing magical seeds together. And here my friend contacted me this morning and let me know he was showing up and driving down from from Mount Shasta to see if I was even available. And here I am. We're available, and we're gonna open up for the next 30 minutes. We're gonna tune in together in our own flow and energize and tap into the new moon that's coming up on May 4th, 2019 at 3:45 p.m. Pacific. So here we go. Aaron, so let's just dive in together. And I want to let you just kind of go into the flow. And first, you guys can check. You can take a snapshot of this if you'd like on your phone. And this is the chart we're tuning into. So there's a number of things that I'm seeing already with the new moon, and I think the first thing that just showed up for us as I was continuing to color it and magnify these different aspects to the new moon. The new moon, one of the important points of this new moon is that it's releasing us from the sequence of 7 new moons that occurred and sparked the 16th degree frequency of each sign. So we started in October through October with the Libran new moon, and I pronounce Libra. For all you new folks listening to me for the first time, and then it ended with the Aries new moon that we're still inside of on May 1st today, which is where we're filming from, and we're inside the Aries dark moon now. So this is a really incredible chamber to be expressing ourselves inside of what is as bright and beautiful of a day it is with Beltane. There's an internalness happening right now. And so this new moon that's approaching on May 4th is releasing us from this sequence of 7 new moons that occurred at the 16th degree frequency, with this new moon occurring at the 15th degree frequency of Taurus. And we just discovered in the last few minutes before I started filming that there is YOD. I was really hoping for a YOD. I love YODs. I love finger of gods. It's an aspect, it's a dynamic aspect made up of 3 points. And there's point A, which is the leading booster point that is supported in a 150 degree angle on each side. That's called the quincunxes of 2 other points that are point B and C. And so it forms a finger of God. It's a booster energy. And so it involves a sextile with 2 asteroids or planets. In this case, it's 2 asteroids sextiling each other and boosting through a quincunx the new moon in Taurus. So we were just getting into that, and so this is where I want to go back to what you were tuning into, Aaron. Is the 2 points that are boosting the new moon is Pallas Athene in retrograde, an asteroid at 14 degrees Libra, and then Ceres in retrograde at 13 degrees Sagittarius. And I just want to remind everyone, and also mention to everyone who's listening to me for the first time, that I always round up. So it's 13 degrees in some minutes for rounding up to 14 for Libra, and 12 degrees in some minutes rounding up to 13 degrees Sagittarius, and that's the degree frequency. And so the new moon occurring at 14 degrees Taurus in 11 minutes rounds it up to 15 degrees. That's a powerful YOD within a 3-degree orb. So what are you feeling around the Pallas Athene in Libra, and then in Ceres, and that sextile that's happening, that's wanting to, how do you feel that? How do you see that?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to me, and even as you were introducing us as these Venus and Scorpio types, is this new moon in Taurus is ruled by Venus. You know, and so this is a relational quality we're really working with. Mm-hmm. And you know, the YOD is pointing toward the new moon in Taurus. So we're having an opportunity to have a reset, a new beginning in our Venusian quality. Mm-hmm. You know, with Uranus going through the 7-year cycle in Taurus now, it's starting to revolutionize that Venusian quality. And so as Venus and Scorpio types know the depth of that already. We've gone through the life and death of those. We know how to really transcend and really how to let go. And so this YOD is bringing a really powerful aspect to this new beginning in Venus. And it's not just the quality of how we relate, it's Taurus is our senses.
Yeah.
You know, Taurus is the earth, it's the Buddha's enlightenment. Mm-hmm. You know, the Buddha went through all these manifestations and qualities of relating to life, the businessman, the lover, you know, the wanderer, you know, the one who left everything, the one who brought everything together, the one who became enlightened, who became aware. And so our quality of awareness through nature is really being formed through this YOD. So we have this, you know, Pallas Athena in Libra is also ruled. Libra rules Venus, and then it's sextiling on Ceres in Sagittarius, which has a Jupiterian quality. So this expansive philosophy, this ability to Ceres is like, how are we nurtured? And how do we relate to the senses of winter coming into spring, you know, coming into summer, coming into fall, and how that which appears dead, that which appears like it's released or is no longer available, and you lack the nourishment in winter from like the trees and the berries and everything that you receive, the fruits and vegetables. How are you bringing that back in? And that Jupiterian aspect is giving us the philosophy of life.
Yes. Because Jupiter is in Sagittarius right now.
Jupiter is also in Sagittarius right now, really amplifying that abundance through life's philosophies.
Yeah.
So, and then matching that with Pallas Athena in this Venusian Libra, mm-hmm. You know, and I love even saying Libra, even feeling the quality of saying Libra, you know, right. That brings like a newness, a refreshment to the senses.
Yes.
And, you know, Athena, it's like just popping out of the head, you could say, is all this philosophy, all of this wisdom, so that you can be the warrior, so that you can be a steady force in the world.
Yes.
And use these sudden new ways of feeling this relational quality, this Venusian quality to nature for your own personal awakening.
Yeah.
You know, so the YOD is bringing these together in a way that could be uncomfortable. The Quincunxes could be hot and cold, it can be awkward, but if you bring them all together and point it toward this new beginning in Libra, it really is, how are you relating to nature?
Right.
How are you relating to your own senses? How are they informing you? And how are you allowing yourself to open up into a new way to experience that, a new philosophy of life?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you know, this is great. This is what I love about doing this for the first time, is that how much I'm so empathic. I was born with 4 planets in Libra, and what Aaron's doing for me is like I'm feeding off of him empathically, and then he's helping spark some other things in me. And this is the Libran live stream where we're in this mutual empowerment field, and I want to go, oh yeah, what you just said. This is what's sparking.
I say Libra, you say Libra.
Exactly. And then, there's a feeding, there's a pulsing, and so what I'm feeling and what I just felt from what he was expressing is like, right, here we are. So here's the new moon in Taurus, and something in us wants to land, something in us wants to move forward, something in us wants to, and so how do you land and move forward? Aaron said something really, really absolutely amazing that I was like, don't say anything else, because he's so captured Taurus, and there's a dilemma in here, and this is how the dilemma gets released. Through gratitude. Gratitude is an internal action. And that is what Aaron said moments before we started filming. And that is the Taurian life stream. That is how we move forward. So these parts of us that need to integrate and get these other parts, like we're adjusting our philosophies with Ceres and Pallas Athene sextiling. They're in a working relationship with each other. And the Taurus New Moon, if we're still resisting love, we're going to be like, but I want to move forward and I want to go into love, and there's these things that are holding me back. You're going to feel Pallas Athene and Ceres go, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, hold up. You got to get these things. You got to get that in order for you to relate to life. You have to become the vessel, the chalice, Venus, to receive the gratitude and allow yourself to move into this deep, sensual, intimate experience and land in your body. And then it's going to help you navigate your relationships. Pallas Athene in Libra is navigational and a mediator. It's a strategist, and so it's helping you untangle if you want to see your own shit. You have to untangle yourself from your own inner psychology, so that's going to help you release into the natural breath of the moment. And that's how you move forward. And with Ceres there helping the situation, saying you're gonna have to adjust your philosophies so that you can live more lightly and live more breath, because life is every day. And that's what this new moon, this new moon wants us to get. And the invitation here is that it's all right here. It's all right now. It's all in this moment. Are we sitting with each other and being present and looking at each other and really taking each other in physically, mentally, and emotionally, and fully engaging multidimensional with our reality moment by moment. So that's what I just got. What you were saying opened that up for me. Of like, right, you're gonna feel held back if you use your new moon in Taurus impatiently, because this new moon wants to break some habits that are keeping you from being present in your own moment. If you keep filling your cup up with ingratitude, you're going to keep feeling a lack of appreciation for your life right now. And the Taurian life stream wants to open you up to the gratitude that is right now, to the gratitude that lives in your heart, that will open up the abundance that is available for you right now, that will open you up to valuing your life this very moment. And what do you want to say? So how do you feel about everything?
You see the word value.
Yes.
The values is also very Venusian quality, and
right.
I think this is a little ahead of the game, but it also speaks to Uranus coming in the seven-year cycle in Taurus. Mm-hmm. This is about the future. So the preparation of this new moon right now is about now. What can we do to reflect on our values, and not only our life philosophy, but do our values need to shift, or are they being informed as we sense our life in this moment? And there's opportunity for your senses to cross-pollinate, for your senses to broaden.
Cross-pollinate. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's such a cross-pollination. So you might
So we're like cross-pollinating with the future. That's so, in that sense.
Very much so. You can really look into your future self. So this is a time, and the connection with the new moon in Taurus is very connected with Neptune in Pisces right now. So this is a good moon cycle to really dream your best self, to really reflect on that, and to really emote it through your body, to go out in nature and really envision, and dream up, really feel that sensitivity of what does gratitude feel like? Connect through your senses in a connection, just like Alejandra and I are demonstrating very naturally. Like, we're connecting with each other, and it's informing us. It's cross-pollinating our philosophies. It's cross-pollinating our values, and we're being informed in this moment. And it's like Pallas Athena is like, in a very harmonious way. We're not trying to be diplomatic. It's just very harmonious. We're out of our head is just bursting all of these new revelations, so much that like I find myself wanting to talk really fast because it's so much, but we're on the earth, or my tailbone's connected to the earth, and I'm being grounded, and I'm probably going to take the rest of today to reflect in nature on this very transmission.
When we go to happy hour later.
When we go to happy hour later. And maybe a glass of wine could be a nice way to imbibe that
Right.
sensual beauty and loosen up the body, like doing movement, whether it's yoga or authentic movement arts, you know, any
Yes.
kind of energy work, really, really conducive. Pausing,
Yeah.
especially as you spoke about this dark moon at this moment and coming up into May 4th, the exact new moon. This moon going through Aries and into Taurus is also teaching us even about taking this now moment and reflecting on how are we acting in our lives, and coming back to what you were noticing I said, that internal action of gratitude could be a profound shifter, it could be a game changer, or simply a renewal. I value gratitude. I value taking time in my life to come sit in the park, to record, to share with others as well, but just to spend time with myself, with loved ones, with people where I can conjure that gratitude. And ultimately what I found is gratitude is costless. You don't have to have the perfect day that we happen to be blessed with right now. That makes gratitude a little bit easier for us.
It does.
But, and especially when the going gets tough, and there's some other aspects that we might want to go into later, that there's a lot of challenging aspects going on in our world right now. It's not hard to see and agree that this life can be really, really challenging, and that's not the time where you really can sometimes shine with the gratitude. So taking these moments, taking this new moon cycle and the configuration of this YOD to really allow that illumination to burst through.
Yes, thank you. And so that is a jumping into another aspect that I see in this new moon chart with the challenges that arise. That we're the ways in which our love is constantly on a cross. There's constantly a cross. We're being challenged to love, and Venus is in a T-square with the nodes. So the power of the nodes is that they're origin and destination. So the south node, the dragon's tail, has to do with the past, and the north node, the dragon's head, has to do with the future, and it's destiny. It's the direction we need to go in towards evolution. And so with Venus there, almost like as if in cross purposes to the north node, it's forming the north node and south node. It's at the 18th degree of Aries, and the north node's at 20 degrees Cancer, and the south node at 20 degrees Capricorn, in a conjunction with Saturn. So there's a Venus square Saturn, and then there's Venus squaring the nodes, and with Saturn conjuncting the south node, and that is exactly what Arian, what you just spoke there, is like, yes, we're going to get challenged every moment, every day of our lives. It's going to be easier to have gratitude some moments, and then those challenges, life's challenges, are presenting to you the opportunity to love. And how do you meet that challenge? This is a moon that can really help to render some inner struggles into, and I'm going to say it this way, intensely, because we're in a Saturn Capricorn time with conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn, rendering it to death. It's time to end parts of our inner complaining. For those of us, if you're interested in like really evolving yourself to land into gratitude, you're going to have to wrap up the complaint department, that incessant complaining, the resistance. Taurus, when Taurus is Taurus is this inner spring of meeting your own inner oasis with the it's a union. That's where you land in with Taurus. You land in your cosmic earth oasis, right here in the here and now.
The Buddha's enlightenment.
The Buddha's enlightenment. And if you have incessant stream of inner complaining, and the reason why I can talk about it is because I'm meeting it in myself, so that I can release it, so that I can tap deeply into gratitude because of one thing and one thing only. I want my cup of fulfillment. I want my life. I do not want to take my life for granted. I do not want to, so in order to not do those things anymore, I have to render these parts of me silent and to cease them from my existence. And so there is a rising up in this new moon that feels so strong with all the Aries that we have. We have 4 planets, which includes asteroids, in Aries. So there is a rising up happening, and especially with that Venus and Saturn strong square with that nodal relationship, it's like, keep complaining, keep, saying, no, I don't want to meet this existence, and this is happening, and that's why I can't do it, and why does it have to happen like this? That's challenge, that's life. And can you wrap it up so that you can go into love fully for yourself, if anyone, just for yourself, and what that's going to have, that effect that it's going to have on your life, with your relationships, with your work, with all of your viewpoints. That is the solution. That is the solvent to your dilemmas.
Yeah, especially with the Neptune energy, and I'm very Neptunian in my own way, so yes. I tend to bring this up, but it is very harmonious with this new moon. So that forgiveness, that compassion, the healing, even energetically, the subtle realm of healing, it's all there. Yes. And with the Neptune energy, that which you do within yourself can very much lend to a much greater harmony and much greater beauty in the outer form. You will see it that way, and therefore it will be that way. But again, the activity of gratitude from the inside out, or whatever it is that you set your attention on, it's always to do it for yourself, whether or not the outside shows it. Our world is going through a hoopla. Yeah. Our world is turning over. The Hopi prophecy is coming to fruition. All of the ancient prophecies from all of the ancient texts and the ancient shamans from the highest mountain peaks, it's all happening right now. And it's easier to see the negative, it's easier to see the challenge, but this is again, this moon cycle is ahead of the game if you choose to take advantage right now. Again, go into nature, go into these philosophies, go into whatever it is that's sparking. It might not even be what either of us are saying. You might just get your own hit. Pallas Athena's like, boom, and you're like, oh, that's it. Go into the forgiveness. The forgiveness is not something you have to do on the outside. Forgiveness isn't what it seems. It's actually a byproduct.
Right.
It's a byproduct of being willing to just be with your breath. A byproduct of being willing to say, I'm going to take some time and go take a walk in the woods. Maybe there's no outcome that necessarily happens. It's just taking that time for yourself. Yeah. Again, the Saturn and Capricorn energy you were pointing out, that's being time management. It's being a master of your own time. So time management's not always easy in the healing realm or more the intuitive realm, especially in Taurus. You kind of want to get lost out in nature and just have this open-ended kind of time frame, but give yourself, even we talked about our timing this morning, just like here we are, okay, we have an hour, let's use this wisely, and let's use this in a sensual manner. Let's really connect to the earth. Let's really enjoy the currents blooming behind us. Let's enjoy the beauty that I see in my dear friend that's in front of me, and really lending yourself that time. You are the creator of your own time, and the world will always try to create and dictate the time for you. This is a time to bring our inner authority in. Yes. And I think this cycle, this 2 weeks until the full moon, culminating the energy of what we're talking about now, and then 2 weeks to allow to see what that culmination wants to be. Yeah. Use this next month cycle to even schedule out in your calendar nature time, healing time, whatever your favorite healing arts modalities. Or this would be a time to pick up a new adventure in that.
Yes.
I've never done yoga before. I've never done qigong. I've never had an energy healing session.
Yeah.
Or even watching these videos.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to commit myself to continue to tune in and see what I'm getting when I watch Alejandra. Because she's such a channel. You really just have this way of bringing that out in others. And I think we reflect that.
Yeah.
Find a relationship with someone that you feel like you can really conjure that gratitude with more ease and grace.
Yeah.
Don't go to the hardest relationship and try to hash it out right away. Also try some of the easier steps.
Yeah.
This is an amazing time, and the ability to have potent transformation. If you have the intention to allow yourself to be transformed into the best version of who you are, this moon cycle would be so advantageous for that.
Yeah, it is. And to weave this together, because Aaron's mentioned it twice now. The Neptune in Pisces makes a sextile to the new moon in Taurus. So all these aspects are all in a relationship to each other, and so that's a powerful energy. As he mentioned about, it is a time of dreaming. Slow down, feel your senses. This is a gift. This is a gift of life. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the chalice, and it's your body. Your body is the chalice, is the vessel, is to receive the goodness of this creation that we get to be here and to stop being confused about that. This is a gift. It's right here, it's right now, and you're a gift to yourself. Your own soul is your own gift to your own body, and what greater gift can you give yourself but to turn your spirit towards your soul, towards your personality, to heal these channels, Chiron and Aries, and allow yourself to clear your channels of negativity so that you can step into a whole brain functioning that is releasing you from an old wiring. And so the more you come into the understanding that you've been wired for negativity, you've been wired for separation, these old philosophies and scientific ideas that separated these widespread cultural acceptance of these ideas that are really bad ideas. We needed them for the times for what they were, but now it has to end. And people need to step up. You need to step up to your own individuation. You have to step up. Nobody else is going to do it. And so in this new moon in Taurus, we have with Neptune in a sextile to Taurus. It is about you dreaming your dream. Create magical. One of my ideas that I'm having just to share with you is ways of opening up an eternal timelessness in your own space is to sanctify you can be your own priest or priestess. You're your own medicine doctor. Declare a space, a room, a corner, whatever, that as soon as I get to this corner or whatever, I am going to tap into my dream. I'm going to sanctify it. I'm making this, I'm going to vibrationally clean it so that whenever I come into that space, I am receiving powerful messages of my dream. And use drums, use rattles, use your body, use music to tap those chords inside of you to clear your energy field, your energy channels of that confusion. So you do have to persist and persevere and step up to the plate. And that's where all these Aries energies that are here supporting this new moon, saying you're going to have to fight your own old self within this battle of love, of you choosing love for yourself. And I want to, before I turn towards this other aspect, because I'm really fascinated by it, that this Neptune in a sextile to the new moon, that Neptune is in a T-square to a very strong opposition of Mars and Jupiter. Mars and Gemini in a 1 degree orb opposition to Jupiter and Sagittarius. In a square, both of them in a square to Neptune, so it makes Neptune in a T-square, and that's a really powerful pulling force of, feels like as you render these old places and you obsolete, there is such spiritual support at this time to open up the doors into massive possibility and you taking massive action. And I invite that gratitude is a massive action step. It's an internal action that will render ingratitude obsolete, that will render a lack of appreciation for your life into the death chambers where it needs to go, so that you can live in appreciation and live in an accordance with your own day by day, moment by moment, minute by minute, second by second evolution that is taking place and streaming through you live right now. And receive it as the vessel that you are, and allow that love and allow that light, allow that energy. We can even just call love energy, vitality. Love is vitality to be channeled through you in ways that you become the creator of your life. Right.
If I could add something on that,
yes.
Especially in reference to this T-square, we've been talking about the Jupiter Sagittarius, the philosophy of life, and the Venusian element in this new moon is helping us maybe reorient and refine our values. Neptune refining, purifying, healing, transcending even in that timeless realm. So you're setting a clock, you're on time, but you're also in timeless realm. It's like this magic is happening. And then T-squaring with Mars and Gemini, it is multiplicity, it is distributing. So the simple intention of I will learn how to imbibe gratitude within me, there's an opportunity for it to naturally multiply on its own and heal your own worldview. There is the potency here. Mars and Gemini will keep multiplying. When you're sleeping and you're dreaming, it's multiplying. When you're awake and you're with us here, or you're out with your friends, or you're imbibing with nature, and you're renewing your life philosophy, you're like, this is important to me, these are my values. Writing it down, Mars and Gemini, communicating it,
Right.
you know, or just in the inner sphere, it will naturally multiply. And this can feel a little bit etheric or intangible, but again, and maybe kind of out of bounds with some of our thinking. And that's okay if you're kind of like, how do I reach out and find this to be reality? But again, the new moon in Taurus is guaranteeing that you will be able to touch in with something that even feels far-reaching. You might say, like, I don't know how to express gratitude, or there's something really shitty going on right now, or there's a challenge and my mind keeps focusing on it, or I really need to be focused on this, or there's a time crunch happening all the time. I already have a schedule that's really, I feel, kind of overpowered by the schedule. Maybe you can't shift it. Maybe you have a family, you have obligations. There are opportunities, even sometimes I laugh at 5 minutes as a bathroom break, and you breathe in the air, you breathe in the elements, the air element. That with these aspects, it will naturally multiply. A moment of gratitude, even maybe right now, you're just like, I'm grateful to have this space held. I'm grateful for whatever awareness I have right now. I'm grateful just to be able to breathe in this moment. That's the depth of the Buddhist enlightenment. It wasn't because, again, nature was beautiful. It wasn't because my life was perfect, or I had free time to go on a nature retreat or whatever. It was like, I can live and breathe right now. And that gratitude could multiply. And again, because we're in a 7-year cycle with Uranus and Taurus and so many other aspects saying the intention you set now could really have a launching pad and multiply on its own.
Yeah.
It's like creating passive income in a business.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, because I'm feeling that with Mars, just looking at the singular aspect of Mars and Jupiter in an opposition. Mars and Jupiter, it gives great energy when Mars and Jupiter have contacts, and especially this strong, it gives great energy to go beyond and to meet a bigger, wider circle. And because it's in the tension of an opposition, it's requiring this opening up inside of yourself philosophically and ideologically to allow yourself to go through to choose your optimal pathways. And that's what's happening, because Mars and Gemini loves a good mind game. Oh, they love puzzles, Mars and Gemini. And it's just choosing to not play those mind games anymore psychologically with yourself that are hurting you and hurting others. And to choose those optimal pathways that really are magical, because it is about optimizing. And Sagittarius wants to optimize this field of opportunity, which is what I did as a Sag rising. And my star brother here he's a Sagittarius.
And Gemini rising.
And
so
Gemini
we're
rising,
hearing each other.
And so I literally felt that. I was just like, as I was like preparing, so I'm going to give a little story of my morning, because I was in my small mind and I was like, oh my God, do I have time to meet him? And I got to do these things. And then something in me sparked open and I was all, Alejandra, love, this is your friend. And you want to see him? And I was like, right, yes, I do. And I can totally shift my schedule and stop worrying about what I have or haven't done. And then as soon as I did that, he's hearing this for the first time, but I need to tell this story because of what we're talking about here. And then I had this, like, because I was like, I need to film the new moon in Taurus, and then I heard this like, knock, knock, knock. Why don't you do it with him? Why don't you? And I was like, oh my God, I saw the whole thing. And I'm like, that is such an incredible idea. And I had to stretch to meet that because of the parts of me that kind of like to go down. I have a lot of Taurus in me too, and I like to go do the same thing I do every day. And so my Sagittarius took me into this greater field of like, do something you haven't done before and film with him, and you two are, like the whole thing just spilled open. And that to me is a setup and is an energy of what's happening and developing right now, of like, I'm having a whole new experience right now. I'm completely excited to be here with Aaron. I'm totally excited to share for the first time, like sort of this duet that we're experiencing on my YouTube. And it's a whole new experience for me. And that's the energy of this new moon, is I had to stretch myself. I had to go beyond, and I'm able to get everything I wanted done, you know? And so it's like, that's the optimization. Yes, say yes to those doorways, those pathways. Yes, you will have to change your routine, and it's in a way that can be encompassing and mutually beneficial.
So this is amazing, because
Yeah.
what I'm seeing, and I'm hearing her own process before we connected, but you set a time. So Saturn and Capricorn, you set a timetable, say it's an hour, to be timeless,
Yes.
but also get some shit done.
Yeah.
You know, and but the service, you know, this is what we want to be doing. It's not just like arduous, but also set a timetable. Now we're timeless, so that Neptune and Pisces is giving us the healing, the timeless.
Yes.
So the stubborn nature that can be positive in the bull, the Taurus nature, is now much more flexible. You know, and then so
Right.
then it lends to like maybe. First of all, the stubborn nature of you is also very strong. And so we love that stability. And then there's some flexibility. The senses are being cross-pollinated, as we
Yes.
said. You know, so there, again, I think that's the Mars in Gemini, where it can be this dualistic mind game that can be kind of a trap. It can also be the multiplicity of this very intention. So I keep hearing, like, set a time clock for your timeless moments right now.
That's
if
great.
if you are in a regimented schedule, if you have duties and practicalities that do need to continue to happen for whatever
Yeah.
reason, this isn't about trying to end the whole game right now. You know,
Right.
some of you will. Some of people will be able to step out and take a long nature hike or a long nature retreat. Some people will be ending their jobs. Some people will, if you have an experience of something ending in your life, and whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or feel like you have any control over it, make yourself a part of the process and use again this time.
Yes.
This is a great example.
It is.
Yeah, I'm so glad you shared that.
Yeah. Spontaneity. And that's also bringing up for me the power of 3 minutes, and anything that you do to honor nature, honor your own nature. I happen to be completely blessed by a little creek that's about a block away from my home, and so every morning now, in my previous version of not appreciating where I was not going to the creek every day, and now as I'm embracing gratitude daily and really allowing that to wake up my heart on a whole other level to help me go to a whole other level with myself and be in presence, is to engage my environment and engage nature that is immediately accessible. So nature is immediately accessible to all of us because we are nature. We are spiritual beings enjoying a physical experience, and that is what Taurus and the Venus ruled sign wants us to enjoy. How can you can take 3 minutes to retrain your brain to, let's say you haven't been in the practice of meditation and it feels frustrating and it fills you with anxiety, or just, no, I can't do that, I don't have time. Just take 3 minutes to learn how to practice to sit, to settle your body, that your body really does want to experience the meditation. Because when we sync up with ourselves and we channel our consciousness towards our pineal gland, and everything syncs up inside of ourselves, that is our nature. That is nature. It is in our nature to meditate. It is in our nature to creatively visualize and dream. Those are realms that are available to us immediately in our multidimensional reality. So we're truly in the Saturn and Pluto conjunction, that in this new moon, another aspect of this new moon is that they are freshly retrograded in this new moon chart. So it's the first new moon that we're getting with Saturn and Pluto in contemplative, in an energy of contemplation, of going inward inside of the sign of Capricorn, to make the necessary readjustments to your reality, to how you're spending your time, using your time, and retraining yourself. And the examples that Aaron's giving and that I'm giving about setting these time in, you can call it, instead of time outs, call them time in. Timeless, call it time is art, whatever. I love the phrase time is art, because it changes the energetic field for me and raises the vibration, so that I'm reminded that no, time is not stress, and time is not money, and time to pay the rent, and time to do, all these things that make me engage my sympathetic nervous system and move into stress, and engage by saying time is art, or having a powerful word, a word that lightens you up and fills you with, empowers you and empowers your enjoyment, so that you can receive pleasure from the things that are actually receive pleasure from meeting your challenges. So if just setting aside 3 minutes to do something that is engaging something that you really want in your life, and that it also allows you to become just by engaging 3 minutes of something you want to do, even if it's running, maybe it's just running for 3 minutes that you want to become a runner. Go run for 3 minutes and just start doing it, and inevitably you will push beyond those 3 minutes. And that's the power of shifting your relationship to time and your energy body, because you're wanting to give to yourself the things that you want, that those dreams that keep knocking on your door and saying, I want to come in, I want to land. Will you just give me 3 minutes to just time into the situation and sink in, and eventually it will become, you will expand your relationship to those things that you want into more timelessness, into more enjoyment, into more pleasure, to really activate yourself on all levels. What say you, Aaron? Before we wrap this up, I'm going to give you the last word
the
here.
potency of this time right now is that we could really receive some authentic, substantial results from this time. So whether it's a deep breath in, 3 minutes, just anything you do to work with the elements, to work with your senses, to work with your intentions. It's more likely now, it's like the weather system of the planets. If you get in the sun, you're going to get warmed up. If you go in the shade, you're going to cool down. If you set an intention right now, you work with your values, you work with your relational qualities in life, there's a guarantee for that multiplicity of the effects, the grounded effects, substantial effects.
Awesome.
So grateful.
I am too. I'm so grateful. We're gonna wrap this up, but first, how can people reach you?
You can reach me through aaronogden.com is my website, Seeds of Awakening, or you can email me at aaronogden33@gmail.com, and I'm all up and down the west coast of California and all over the world.
Excellent. And you can reach me, you can email me at starpoweralchemy@gmail.com, and please subscribe to my channel and be sure to activate the bell notification, so whenever I post to YouTube, you can receive immediate notification that I've uploaded. And please check out all the videos that I have in my descriptions, and that includes Aaron's information. And we're both available as astrologers and soul scientists to help you activate your blueprint and look where all this stuff is going down in your personal chart, because you are an individual and unique person in this great multiplicity, the great oneness streaming its multiplicity through each one of us, and you have your own blueprint. And there we go. So we're wrapping up. Thank you so much. And again, please subscribe to my channel, and wishing you all much love.